Hi everyone, happy Saturday. So, a friend of mine actually asked me to come on here and talk to you a little bit about a situation that took place about 5 years ago. She wanted to know more information. On January 15th, I was laying in bed thinking about what I needed to do for the day, and I realized when I made a comment to my partner, I realized my words were slurring. And in fact, I was asked if I was drunk. So I went through the day, I tried not to talk, but every time I talked, it was slurring. And it got worse and worse and worse. About a week after that, I was talking and I noticed that I was stuttering. And that really started bothering me. So of course I went into a voice coach, which, they generally deal with that type to train you not to stutter, and they train you not to slur. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. It's just your emotions. It's just something going on in your life that you're not talking about. Well, nothing was going on in my life. So I was frustrated, to say the least. But that was pretty much when I gave up singing for the most part. Not that I did it professional, not that I did it anywhere, where anybody could see, but it was like, even in the car, I stopped singing, even in the car. So, about a month later, after going to 2 doctors, and they both went, it's nothing, the typical doctor. I don't find anything wrong with it. So, about a month later, I was at work, and I wasn't feeling very well when I woke up. I was very nauseous, and I was just very down, as in, not down as in emotional, but down as in no energy. And when I went to work that night, I climbed into Charlie 7. It's a 5-7, and it was going to Atlanta. And I quickly climbed out, and they're like, what's going on? Because they know I don't do that. And I said, I gotta go to the bathroom really bad right now. And I went into the bathroom. And I knew right then there was a situation that's out of my control. And I ran to the phone and I called ops and I said, I need an ambulance. I'm in trouble. So I guess sometime between then and the ambulance showing up, they determined that I was far worse than I ever was, that I ever thought. And so they actually called Life Flight. It landed just outside Charlie 5 and whisked me up to the University of Utah. Come to find out, I had stomach cancer. I didn't want to go through radiation, but I did go through chemotherapy. And I had an amazing doctor that thought that if we doubled up on the chemotherapy, I wouldn't have to do radiation as much. Which, did that work? I don't know. But 5 years ago today, I was diagnosed cancer-free. So something must have worked. But to back up to yesterday's problem. Yesterday I talked about nightmares and being scared to go to sleep. And I had so many private messages of people trying to help out, and I understand that they were trying to help out, but a lot of them were saying, medicate yourself. Medicate yourself, and that way the dreams don't come. Or medicate yourself to the point that you're so far into your dreams that you don't remember them. Now, 5 years ago, when I had to go through chemotherapy and I had to go through radiation, they had to over-medicate me like they do every cancer patient. They over-medicate you to the point where they're trying to kill this monster that's inside you. So when it comes down to remembering 5 years ago to coming back full tilt to today, it's something that I remember for a lifetime. You don't need to over-medicate yourself. You don't need to medicate yourself to deal with the situation. I've dealt with this not sleeping situation for 30 years. It's not bugging me. It's just the fact that sometimes it interferes with my life, and I deal with it. So when you have a headache, try to go as far as you can without medicating yourself for that headache. Don't automatically grab the Tylenol or the aspirin. Just try to face it, because the more you medicate yourself, the more your body's going to get used to that medication. So now I can honestly say the last time I medicated myself, which it was a horrible situation afterwards, but I'm glad of the effect, was my teeth. My teeth really hurt after getting them bleached. But prior to that, it's been years since, not years, I definitely probably close to a year since I've medicated myself. I try to not medicate myself because I don't want to go through that feeling, because once you go through cancer and you're going through radiation and chemo, you would be shocked on how much you lose your life. The way you sit, the way you lay, the way you wake up and get out of bed, or you get into a car, or you watch TV, or eat, sleep, everything changes when you have cancer. And even though you think that, well, it's just a monster growing inside you, no. The chemotherapy and the radiation that you go through definitely changes your body. And it changes your body to the point where you can't do anything. So, my advice about the sleeping, don't medicate yourself. You just deal with it. And if they're that horrific, go see a specialist. I just realized I just threw a rock at my glass house. But, yeah, that's me. I'm not going to medicate myself. There's other ways to get around having nightmares. And there's other ways to get around having issues, i.e. headaches or sprained fingernail or whatever. Now, I'm not talking about every situation, but you know what? Certainly every situation does come down to pretty much medication. Anyways, guys, I will talk to you the day after tomorrow's yesterday. Bye.